Flying, floating through space. Perhaps it's a desire we all have. For the top Regalo flyers, it's not enough just to fly freely. They also have to have an urge to pit themselves against each other. Once every 2 years, they get the opportunity to compete at the very highest level. A 150 kilometers northwest of Barcelona, in the middle of the Sierra del Mosec range, the little town of Ager has become the center for the 10th Regalists World Championship. In the hot sunny weather, you won't see a living soul in the streets, but on the hill beyond, even during siesta time, things are pretty lively. At the beginning of July, there are ideal conditions in this region for flying hang gliders. The starting line, at 1,550 meters above sea level, saw 170 pilots from 36 countries, from every continent in the world. Setting up the craft is a moment's work for the pilots, but Tomas Suchanek, the Czech representative and world champion twice over, is going about it a little differently. With detailed millimeter adjustments, he is putting the final touches to the flying qualities of his glider. Everybody is ready to show their abilities over the next 14 days. The quality of the glider, the wind conditions, theoretical knowledge, physical prowess, and a sense for making the right decision. All of these are factors that make for victory.
morning. The task for today will be an elapsed time task. That means that we will take the takeoff time of each pilot. There is no start. It will be elapsed time.
The organizers and the pilot's representatives choose the task for a given day according to the current meteorological conditions. The theoretical preparation for accomplishing a discipline and flying to a goal 100 or 150 kilometers away is the first step to success.
Number 15.
Colleagues from the Czech team are glad to hear Tomas Suchanek's opinion.
Ale letíme teda normálně přes to platno sem, anebo můžeš taky jít tudy, takhle na tenhle zadní kopec. Jo. Rotace možná by byla lepší. Jo. Je tam po zadání úkolu.
After a task is set, you have to think through how a route can be flown with regard to the conditions. The conditions are always a little different from one day to the next. The wind can blow from a different direction, or the rising winds can act differently. So it's good to think out in advance how to go about a task, to prepare coordinates for the turn points and enter them into the satellite navigation instrument I always fly with. Then you've got to wait for the right moment, work out a few tactics at the start, and then off you fly. And you fly it as fast as you can. Practice does not always have to agree with theory, because conditions on the route are always changing, and quite often they're very different to how I'd expected them. Then I have to make instant decisions based on whatever is happening around me, or how I see the rising winds are going to be for the rest of the route. Even though it's invisible, every rising current gives certain indications that it's there, or that it should be there. At the top of a rising current, there should be a cloud or a gallows already circling, and it's on these bases that I decide whether to fly in this direction or that direction.
No a podle toho já potom se rozhoduju, jestli teda poletím tím směrem nebo poletím jiným směrem.
When I can, I try to fly off in front of my opponents, so as to be faster. If I can't, then we cooperate in our own way. It's a kind of competitive cooperation. All of us try to fly faster, but maybe only one of us finds the rising convection current, so the other one goes back to it, and that's basically how it goes on throughout the race. We're cooperating and competing with each other at the same time. Cooperation between team pilots is taken as a matter of course. The most valuable information is above all on the final stretch, from a pilot who has landed successfully.
The wind in goal is best probably 15 k's, but it's like south, west, west up higher, so you can reach Ager up there.
The two rivals, Tomas Suchanek and the Austrian representative Manfred Rummer, were neck and neck for the leadership throughout the championship. Whichever one of them was to make a mistake on the last day in the race or in the final glide-in would take second place.
závěrečný dokluz, to je vlastně let třeba o dílce 20 až 25
The final glide-in is actually a flight of about 20 to 25 kilometers to the goal, and I try to do this glide-in as quickly as possible, so as not to lose a single second. That means I get information about the kind of wind and the conditions on the way. With the aid of my satellite navigation instrument, I can assess quite accurately what the wind around me is like, and consequently what the wind and conditions will be like on the way to the goal. Or I take up the right height with some in reserve, of course, and then all I do is breathe in, my heart pounds, and I head for the goal, and I hope that I'll fly into it.
Will you ask Paul Molly what's the goal bonus if I make the goal? How much is it? Is it just 2% or more?
Wind and goal, Tommy, is west, southwest, mostly west, still up to 10 mile an hour. Over.
A slight error in his calculation, and Manfred Rummer loses all hope 50 meters from the goal line.
Hey, Manfred!
Aj. Tak to kusím.
Tomas Suchanek, the flying computer, flies in for another World Championship title, his third. Tomas Suchanek, the most successful hang glider pilot in history.